really change my confidence level. This just gives us more of a cushion, which was always, always a plus for us.
New at 10, a judge has signed off on a deal between the group wanting to recall Mayor LaToya Cantrell and the Secretary of State's office. This officially lowers the number of confirmed voter signatures the group needs to trigger a recall to 44,976. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Devin Bartolotta.
And I'm Sharice Gibson. The deal between the two sides came today. The court document signed by the judge says there are 224,876 active voters in Orleans Parish for the purpose of the recall, and the group only needs 20% of those voter signatures. Now, the recall group originally said more than 32,000 voters were needed to be removed from active to inactive. The two sides compromised on 25,000 voters today. The judgment makes it clear the Secretary of State does not admit to any wrongdoing or breaking any state or federal laws. The No LaToya campaign group also agrees to hand over all of their evidence supporting their argument.
Secretary of State Kyle Ardoin also released a statement late this evening saying, quote, as part of the consent judgment we have reached with the leaders of the proposed mayoral recall, my office will lead the effort in reviewing in depth each and every potential ineligible voter in Orleans Parish as identified by the recall leaders.
Whitney Miller has more in tonight's top story.
There is concern brewing over the deal struck between the Secretary of State and the No LaToya campaign. The group says this is just a simple way of cleaning up the voter rolls, while others, including the mayor, say it's a tactic for voter suppression.
This recall is just not about me. It is about disenfranchisement of our voters, particularly black voters in this community.
It's a battle of perception.
Her narrative is a lie. She knows it's a lie, and she knows that she's spreading lies.
Mayor LaToya Cantrell accusing the Secretary of State and the group No LaToya of trying to suppress black voters in Orleans Parish. But is that really what's happening? We asked Xavier professor and political pollster Dr. Silas Lee.
When they started talking about eliminating certain voters, removing them from the rolls, that led to the perception of voter suppression.
Both the Secretary of State and No LaToya campaign president Eileen Carter say no voters are being eliminated.
This absolutely urges no one off of the rolls. No one. This is voter status. That's what the point of contention is. Voter status, either active or inactive.
WWL-TV political commentator Clancy DeBose says agreeing to move 25,000 active voters to inactive is about clarifying the role, a duty belonging to the Secretary of State.
The Secretary of State essentially agrees that it should have been there all along. That's what he's saying. And so it's not about moving the target. He's correcting what he thinks the target should have been.
And regardless of perception, city leaders are calling for transparency. In a tweet, Councilwoman Helena Moreno asking Secretary of State to share the legal methods he plans to use when determining active versus inactive.
It has never been done before, never been tested, so we will have a lot of legal and policy turbulence. And I'm quite sure this is not going to be the end of it.
In New Orleans, Whitney Miller, Eyewitness News.